In this episode, we talk about the Fitbit and we go all Limp Bizkit. Welcome to AskTheLJs, episode 16. Damn, that's gone quick.
Too quick.
Too quick.
Keep questions coming.
Keep them coming, and we'll keep answering.
Roll.
Yeah. Limp Bizkit, yeah?
Yeah. He knows.
I knows it.
He knows the biscuit.
Heads up. Sit back up. Back up. Right, let's get down to
Down to business. Right, this question. Those of you who listen to our podcast regularly will know Alex very well. Is that focusing, Mitch?
Which is like, damn, I didn't know Lawrence was going to do this. And the people listening to the podcast are like, I can't see anything.
I'm holding my phone up to the camera so that the camera can see Alex's question, all about Fitbits and wearable trackers.
And Alex is a great guy, not only because he does a podcast, because his surname is also Johnson.
He edits our podcast for us. He's an awesome guy. So he's asked, basically, what are our opinions on wearable trackers, Fitbits, pedometers, all the rest of it. Thank you very much for the phone back. So,
go on, Jadda. I'm chilling.
You're chilling.
I'm trying to cross. These are like skinny tracksuits.
Yeah, mine. These are nice Under Armour ones. These are good, these.
Oh,
they're waterproof as well.
Yeah?
Yeah, pretty good.
Don't water him.
So, Fitbits and other pedometers, and we're not like endorsed by Fitbit. Although if Fitbit do want to send us free stuff,
send it through.
Yeah.
And if anyone has anything that they want us to have on the show, feel free to send them through. We won't say no.
No.
If it is like fat burners or Herbalife or
anything like that, then we will probably set it on fire.
Yeah, you still send it on the show. We will give it a feature. It just may not be the feature you're looking for.
Yeah, it'll be funny though.
Yeah.
So, pedometers and step counters are great in terms of measuring daily activity level, but you've got to be kind of careful with the metrics that you use, because each of them, depending on how expensive they are generally and depending on how advanced they are, will give you different measurements. So the really basic ones are step count, so just approximately how many steps you've taken each day, and most of them do some form of sleep tracking as well. The way they do that is if you wear them in bed, the two different phases of sleep, so REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep, and non-rapid eye movement sleep. During REM sleep, you will generally move around quite a lot, and obviously the activity tracker will track that movement, whereas during the really deep sleep, the non-REM sleep, you're still. So using those two, it will show you how many sleep cycles you've gone through, and effectively how rested you are. The more sleep cycles you've gone through, I think, the better. I could be wrong on that. So
I sleep talk. And apparently this from Jamie that I go proper like South East London gangster and start shouting words that I won't shout on camera and sitting upright like I'm going to do something.
Nice.
So yeah, I wonder if it measures that. There was an actual app before all these sleeping things and tracking your steps. Remember the app? And it used to record you, like any noises. So if there was like any noises outside of like baseline, it would thingy. And I think I did say, who the fuck do you think you are? Superman or something like that. I'll try and track it down.
If someone wants to make a t-shirt with Luke's face on with Superman and who the fuck do you think you are, Superman on it, he will wear it.
Yeah. So that would be cool.
That'd be awesome.
Back on track.
So they generally measure
on track, get it?
Yeah.
Terrible jokes.
Two main things, steps and sleep, both of which are generally pretty good things to measure. Beyond that, a lot of them do things like heart rate and calories burned and things like that. Once you start getting into those things, it's kind of paralysis by analysis. You don't really need them. A lot of the calorie burn stuff is just not accurate at all. And that can lead to like pairing it up with MyFitnessPal and trying to eat fewer calories than you've actually burned.
I burnt more today, so I'm going to have a whole tub of Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah, stuff like that. And at that point, it's probably not the best idea. There's research behind the efficacy of pedometers and step counters in increasing your NEAT and keeping weight off and stuff like that just by tracking steps. So honestly, that's probably good enough. As for how many steps to aim for per day, it's really down to you. Like, I would spend...
Measure what you're currently doing over a week.
Over a week,
then increase it.
Yeah, a week or two, just what's your average daily step count. Bear in mind that the fact that you are wearing one is probably going to mean that your baseline increases slightly. That's what tends to happen with most things like this. As soon as you start actively measuring it, you do start to change it a little bit, which is probably a good thing because you're going to be increasing it. And then just gradually increase it from there, like an extra 1,000 steps a week. Just gradually increase it over time.
Or decrease it if you're one of them guys which says, oh, I eat everything but I can't put on any weight. Check your NEAT app. Check your steps.
Yeah.
Pretty much steps is the best, especially from like an online coach perspective of how active that person is on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
Because unless that person was sitting there and just going, that looked wrong. Lucky I didn't have the banana in my hand at the same time. But then, so again, some people say I'm being really active, and then you're looking at like, oh, I've only done 5,000 steps, and then you've got some other guys which I've coached before, and they're like 15,000 plus steps per day. So it is accurate to that degree. The thing what I don't like, I've got an Apple Watch. As you can see, I love it because I'm wearing it all the time. Like Apple, if you're watching this, because I know you are, Steve Jobs might be from up there, rest in peace, that your Apple Watch is terrible because it doesn't have the same port thing for everything else. So not only have you got to charge your phone and your iPad, and then your girlfriend's phone, and then your son's phone, because he has a phone now. He doesn't have a SIM card, but it's just so he don't use mine for YouTubes, for the YouTubes. And the thing what I don't like is that for some of these pedometers and or these trackers, it links up to your phone, links up via Bluetooth, and your phone's battery tends to be crap anyway. So really think about it as like, oh, just because it's got gadgets on how much sleep you had and this and that, and like on my Apple Watch, it could be like how my speed when I was cycling a bike and stuff like that. For me, it wasn't worth it in regards to that data. So and draining my battery on your phone. So the last thing you want is to have a phone which is like you can't use it or it's run out of battery. So as Lawrence said, you could just get one of those little ones from Argos or any other shops for like a tenner, which go on your hip. And I think you said they was a bit more accurate as well.
Well, because I've read up a little bit on these before sitting down to answer this, and what the wisdom of the internet said, which made kind of sense to me. I don't know if there's any real reason behind it. Is that the ones you wear on your wrist can detect movements, like if you're hoovering, if you're vacuuming, or like doing the dishes, or any other movements where you're waving your hands around. If you
like you just don't care.
Like you just don't care, or if you're doing the like the panic signal for Team America, where you just
is that it? Yeah.
Do that.
America.
Shout
out to our American listeners, followers. Make sure you comment so we know that you're from America.
Freedom. So what they said is that it can detect movements like that, and that's not technically steps, and it can kind of artificially inflate your activity levels. So to that end, one that you wear on your hip is far more accurate to the actual amount of steps that you take. Although if you are looking to just track NEAT, then having one on your wrist is probably going to be fine. Because if you're sat there fidgeting, you're still moving, you're still burning calories, all the rest of it.
So if we was to summarise...
They're
useful.
They're useful.
But don't use it as a tool of being, I've stepped more today, therefore I'm going to eat more.
Yeah.
Because the calorie expenditure is probably not going to be
just
that
use
accurate.
it to maintain a baseline level of activity that you know equates to you being moderately active throughout the day. Because just from a health perspective and a weight maintenance perspective, is probably really useful. Don't go for a crazy expensive one with all the fancy features, because it's probably not worth doing. Steps and sleep is going to do you just fine. If you can't, I don't know if these exist. If you can get one that can not be connected to your phone via Bluetooth, and then you connect it like at the end of the day or towards the end of the day, and then it'll tell you. Maybe
Definitely
do that.
go for that.
Otherwise, your phone battery will last about as long as... I won't finish that sentence.
Yeah, but you get it, what we're trying to say.
Um,
Another thing about the validity and reliability and stuff like that, yeah, it might not be accurate in terms of like a gold standard measure, but if you're consistent with that tracking method, whether it's like your weighing scales, like, oh, I've changed weighing scales and I put on 2 pounds, or it could just be that the consistency is not there. So if you're wearing the same device and you're consistent with it on a day-to-day basis, Emdal's got his thumb up, I can see it, we're carrying on. But if you're just consistent with that one tracker or that one weighing scale or that one thing, then you will get consistent results. So it will give you consistent data for what you need to compare it to your previous day, your previous week, your previous months. Right.
That's it.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.